how we doing today? Woo! Virtual coffee, welcome from the Facebook fan page, Facebook groups, or even on YouTube. Grab your cup of coffee, mates, and tune in, guys. It's an exciting session today. I hope you can hear me. I got some AC/DC on. I'm pumped up, jacked up. It's the 25th, baby. The 25th virtual coffee. Can you believe it? Hey, come on, yeah. I see Jeff Francisco rocking the hands in the back. Woo! All right, baby. Alexa. Hang on, guys. I'm going to turn her off. She's a little bit loud. Hang on. Volume 3. Alexa, volume 5. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry for the loud music, but we had to start off with a bang. I got to check these comments as everyone's coming in live. Hashtag live. What's up, Yolando? What's up, everybody? Amy, welcome. Let us know where you're coming in live from, guys. What city, what country, what state? Hashtag live for us. If you guys are watching this as a replay somewhere on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the Facebook group, somewhere, hashtag replay for us. Also, let us know where you're coming in from. Alan, what is up, dude? AC/DC, baby. Woo! Guys, it's the 25th virtual coffee. We've done 25 of these live streams with you over the last, I believe, 4 months. It's been crazy, man. It's been crazy. And it all just started off with a cup of coffee. That's all I came across. A cup of coffee, have a simple conversation with some friends, catch up, connect. End up turning into a, complete business world of a virtual coffee. We end up collaborating, helping ourselves out, helping you guys out, connecting, and moving ourselves forward, definitely through a time like the pandemic. And all right, Alexa. Thank you. Stop for now. Alexa, stop. Sorry, guys. I got to tell Alexa off. She is loud sometimes and just wants to continue playing that music. If you guys have an Alexa, let me know in the comments. You guys know what I'm talking about. Nice rocking. Amy from Milwaukee. AC/DC is always a good taste, Alan. Thank you, my friend, especially for getting things started. Rock and roll. I got my strawberries. I got a couple of snacks. I'm a little bit hungry on this call. I've got my cup of coffee. I've got my notepad. I've got my books. I've got my markers. I'm ready to rock and roll. We got a special speaker today. We got some testimonials, some stories. We got some people we're going to be bringing on. It's going to be more of an interactive StreamYard today. I want you to take notes. I want you to learn something today. I want you to take something away that you can apply to your wealth building portfolio. Guys, we are here today talking about wealth strategies, wealth secrets, wealth building. Definitely those starting steps as an entrepreneur or even as the everyday person, as there's a normal person living in the world, what are those key strategies, secrets, building for wealth? What do you need to do? What are those starting steps? So we're going to go over them today. We've got some awesome stories we're going to be sharing with you. And just before we head off, and I know as more people are coming on live with us, guys, again, if you guys are coming in from the Facebook fan page, hashtag fan page, coming in from YouTube, hashtag YouTube, coming in from Jeff's group, let me know if you're coming in from Jeff's group. If you're coming in from my group, let me know if you're coming in from my group. And just excited to be here with you today, guys. And so I want to share a little story with you because it's always good to start a little story just so you can relate to what I'm talking about. I had no idea, how to start wealth, build wealth. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know I was in a business for myself until I really, identified myself as an entrepreneur. But obviously, when I got started with being in business for myself as a personal trainer or as a boot camp instructor, I realized I was starting to build wealth for me and my future family. So if you're an entrepreneur out there, if you're a business owner, you're a person in business for yourself, let us know, because that is an initial step to taking a step forward in the wealth building zone, okay? And if you like the sound of the wealth building zone, get your wealth building zone mindset going, because we're going to give you some great tips and tricks. And so I didn't know I was actually building wealth, guys. I didn't know I was actually putting I didn't know I was stepping forward into the wealth building. And then, as I got out of the personal training and health and fitness world, I more went into business. I went into network marketing and went into affiliate marketing. I discovered what residual passive income was. That was boom, it was like a light bulb and then an explosion, and exploded the light bulb and shattered the light bulb. Like, it went off, it went crazy. And like, boom, and I believe you guys know the story that I was really upset with my mom and dad that they didn't ever tell me about residual passive income, because I was like, Mom, my dad, why didn't you ever tell me? Why? And hopefully you can feel my energy. Hopefully you can take that energy in today and brighten your day up. I want you to have a fantastic day. And every Thursday we come together, guys, for virtual coffee. Okay, so make sure you put it in the books, 11 a.m. Central. And as I learned about residual income with network marketing and affiliate marketing, and I got into coaching and social media, becoming an influencer, designing different coaching courses and different type of systems and automation. I got a special guy talking about automation. He's going to come in, talk about automation and wealth today as well. And so we got some awesome things. And as I was learning, I didn't even know I was doing it. Okay. And it was only really like around 4 months ago, I would say 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago, like I really started focusing on wealth in particular. Okay, and so I've got a guru, I've got a master, I've got a guy that just knows his shit on the back of his hand. And as I mentioned before, you can see it written on his bum, right? Like you can, but that didn't make sense. I'm not even making sense here. Let's just leave it as that. Don't worry what I was trying to say there. I was trying to make a joke, but it just didn't work out. Don't worry. Anyway, he knows what he's talking about. He knows. This guy is a guru in the financial world. He is a financial consultant. He is an agent. He knows his stuff, guys, okay? And I'm in partnership with business with him. We're also great friends. He is down from the little city called Little Rock in Arkansas, okay, guys? And everything that he speaks of today, I'm going to be asking him questions. I'm going to be sort of interviewing him. He's going to be asking me questions. We're going to be getting some other speakers on as well. We're going to be interacting. I want you to interact. If you guys have any questions today, please write them in the comments. We will definitely get into those questions as well. Make sure you get them answered. And we want to make sure that you have the starting steps to building wealth today, guys. So again, welcome to the number 25, baby, of Virtual Coffee. I know the three guys here definitely started with us in the initial stages of Virtual Coffee. Now it's a thing. You start seeing Virtual Coffee pretty much everywhere, right? And so I'm excited to sip on my coffee, eat some wealth strawberries for my health, and get into it. So guys, please put your hands together. We get my mouse going here. And put your hands together, guys. Please put your hands together for Mr. Jeffery Hill. Mr. Jeff Hill, how are we today, brother?
Doing well. I'm just putting my hands together here. Man, I didn't know I needed to get strawberries also. I could have did coffee and strawberries, Nick. I didn't know what the setup was. I got my focus pills I've already taken today. So like you, I'm all hopped up on not Mountain Dew. I'm all hopped up on coffee. Colombian, if you want to get more specific. I've had my keto coffee today, man. So again, energy is absolutely revving. Guys, we got a lot of stuff in store for you today. I mean, a ton. So sharpen your pencils, get your ink ready. Again, I got notes that I'll be taking as well, because not only am I a leader, I'm also a follower, right? Some of the best leaders were once followers. So you got to learn how to follow before you can learn how to lead. The best person to learn how to lead is going to be yourself. The way you do that is by engaging in what we're doing and take notes on this stuff, right? We're going to be talking about some concepts that maybe you didn't know, right? I don't care if it's basic or advanced. Some things that are basic to us or advanced to us might be basic to you and vice versa, right? So even if you only take one idea away from us today, that should be able to either help you save money or make money, okay? So I don't know if Nick is going to, let me see here. I'm going to do my screen share, right? And in the screen share, I want to teach you guys the cash flow quadrant real quick, because that's going to kind of set the basis of what we're talking about today. And again, if you guys have ever seen cash flow quadrant, you know what I'm talking about. But again, if you haven't, Whatever stream, wherever you're following from, or viewing from, type hashtag cash flow in the chat box, in the comment section, hashtag cash flow, because that's what we're talking about today. So let me pop over here and let's see if it's going to allow.
I don't know if you can actually share your screen on my specific share on my StreamYard. So if you can't, I'll share the screen. I got CASHFLOW Quadrant up for you right now.
Let's see. Did it work? Do you see
hang on. Let me add you to the script. Let me add you in. I'll add myself out.
There we go. No, you're still in.
All right.
Awesome. Look at this. Great. Look at that, guys. Boom. That's how you know the coffee is good, when everything works right now. As soon as we say that, it's technology. So you know technology will do a 180 on us, right? So this is the Cash Flow Quadrant, made popular by a guy named Robert Kiyosaki, the author of one of the best-selling financial IQ books of our time, guys. Again, just like Think and Grow Rich was good for the thought process, Rich Dad Poor Dad is going to be good for your financial IQ. Okay, so this whole platform, this whole idea was so popular, he wrote an entirely separate book just for Cash Flow Quadrant. So again, one of the things we love to do, guys, is give you tools and resources for you to learn. So we want you to trust in what we're saying, but we also want you to go out and actually learn, because the more you're willing to learn, the better these conversations are for you. So when you get here, maybe you got more, specific questions. And when we do Q&A, we like to get to that kind of stuff. But guys, first of all, think about it like this. Cash Flow Quadrant. This is the 4 ways, I guess 4 areas, if you will, that you can earn money. Okay. So right now, as you're watching this, you're either an employee, you're self-employed, you're a business owner, or you are an investor. So one of the things we want to teach you guys to do is how to transition through life, because when we can get you to the investor where your money is making money, you can do whatever you want in the world. It's as simple as I'm putting $1 in, $3 to $5 or more, it's coming back out. That's what we want to get you guys to, right? Okay. So again, first of all, we start here. Most of us have gotten their first job. My first job, man, I don't know. Well, actually, my first way of earning income was yard work, right? I know how to push a lawnmower. So I kind of came into this whole idea here, being self-employed, right? Because when you're under 15, I know in the United States, you can't go out and work a job like that, right? So you do odd jobs, maybe you're getting an allowance or something like that. But when I got old enough and I could drive, I became an employee, right? I have a job. Somebody control my time, my pay, my everything, right? When to go to work, when to get off, how much my break time was, how much my pay was. Okay, now I'm not knocking jobs, but this is the worst way to earn money as an employee. Why? Because you're typically trading time for dollars, right? Let's say you're making $20 an hour. Somebody might say, well, that's respectable. $20 an hour is pretty good, right? But there's only 24 hours in a day. So that means you know to the penny exactly how much money you can make in a day. But are you working 24 hours? No, you're probably working 8, 9, 10, something like that. So $10 an hour, $20 an hour, that's $200 a day. All right. So all of a sudden, if you're working 5 days a week, great. We start to do the math. It's about $1,000 a week. Quick math, we know what the numbers are, right? Now, how much freedom do you have here? When you get that job, they're going to say, hey, Nick, we got you 2 weeks for vacation, if that, right? Maybe you got 4 or 5 days or 6 days. We're going to give you some paid holidays, that kind of stuff, right? And people get really excited about that. No, not to that. I was once in that ball game for a while, and I started to look around and say, you know what? I think I'm worth more money. I think I'm worth more everything, right? I just didn't know what to do. And I remember that for me, the straw that broke the camel's back is I had my last annual review. And they said, hey, Jeff, here's your 2% raise for all the hard work you did last year or this past year. And I'm like, well, wait, it was 3% last year. How's it 2 this year? It's like, well, you had that one thing. I was like, wait, so you cost me a whole percentage point off of one little thing? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm like, okay, so how do I get it back up? It's like, well, hey, Jeff, you're a hard worker. Man, you go out there and keep working hard. Maybe it'll be back up next year. I said, maybe. What do you mean, maybe? Like, I don't like that. And it's like, well, that's just the way it is. And I remember sitting back in my seat saying, is it just the way it is? Because I can drive through a lot of the neighborhoods in my city and I can see a lot of nice big houses. And I knew the kind of money I was making, I could not afford those nice big houses. and I wanted more for my life. So I knew I was worth more money. I just didn't know how or what, right? So I transitioned from here down to self-employed. Okay. I knew what it was like to work for myself because I had a lawn route when I was like, I don't know, 13, 14. The whole reason why I started that business that young is because I wanted to play golf and I needed golf money. So I would go cut a few yards in the morning, make some money and go straight to the golf course. Cut a few yards the next day. And eventually I started wanting to play golf more. So we got a regular route. We have people that say, hey man, can you come by next week? Sure. So all of a sudden we had 4, 5, 10, 11, 12 houses that we had on a regular rotation, me and my best friend that I played golf with, right? So I got back to this and I became an advisor, right? Now, Hill Financial Group is owned by me. Hill Financial Group, a wealth accumulation firm. It's kind of a hybrid between the self-employed and the business, okay? But here I own a job. A lot of people who say, hey, I'm a boss, I'm a CEO, they're not really a CEO, but they own their own job. But a lot of times in this situation, the business owns them more than they own the business, right? Because if I'm not here meeting with clients, I'm not making income, right? I have to be sitting down designing financial plans and educating clients before I can get paid to do so, right? So I'm still kind of trading time for dollars, but my income is different. I don't have a cap. I have as much vacation time, as much sick time as I want to. But again, if I am not in the business of transacting something, I am not getting paid. Most people come into this ball game right here because of the freedom. They like the idea of being their own boss and being able to do whatever they want to. The number one reason why people leave this and go back here is because of the freedom. You have to be disciplined when you are an entrepreneur or self-employed. That's why I always tell people, don't just up and quit your job and try to jump over here if you don't have a plan in place. So that's kind of what today is going to be talking about is how do you get this wealth building plan, okay? One of the things you can do is learn how to get out of debt a lot faster, right? Why? Because if you have lower debt, lower expenses, that means the amount of money you need to make over here to keep that monthly nut going is not as much, okay? So right now, if I'm employed and I got $3,000 worth of business and I'm making $6,000 a month, okay, great. I can still save $3,000, right? But what if I got my expenses to maybe $1,000, right? And that's like food, utility costs, cell phone, stuff like that, right? What if I got that? All of a sudden, I don't need, $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 worth of income. I can be okay with maybe $1,500 of income and I can still save some, right? So it's a transitionary period you want to take yourself through. But over here, I'm not trading time for dollars as much, but I'm still being the only person. When you get to the business category, okay, if you guys are here from Beyond or any other network marketing company or something like that, you have a business. What is a business? All of businesses is a set of systems that allows you to get paid and you don't always have to be there. You're putting systems at work. So one of the things that Nick and I work hard on is creating systems for you guys, for you to easily transition from here to here. If you can skip this step, don't go there. We want to put you over here. Why do we want to put you there? Well, let me show you why. Let me hop over here and change.
This is right. Yeah, go, Jeff. You good? Cool, man.
Okay, yeah. Let me see if I can blow this up, man.
Blow it up. This is awesome. This is really, really good. This is really good knowledge. And now I'm just going to read the comments while you blow it up. Francisco and Amy said #CASHFLOW. Alan says Jeffrey knows his stuff. Alan says #Facebook Live with my coffee. Yeah. Alan, I also know Alan's doing the intermittent fasting and I know you're doing the coffee as well. Same. So thumbs up to Alan.
Same, Alan. I'm doing intermittent fasting and keto, man. So shout out, man. I got a wedding in about 35 days, so I'm working on keto to drop a couple of them in the meantime. So I feel you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, guys, one of the things that you see at the top, I don't know if you can read that good, but J. Paul Getty says, I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own efforts. What does that mean? If I'm the only one that's making money for me, then that's not necessarily a good thing, right? It's good because I can make some money, but why not get paid off the efforts of other people? That's what people were doing when they were in this category. As an employee, somebody is leveraging your time, your energy, your efforts, and they're getting paid in the process. Right over here, I'm leveraging my own. So you see it says trading time for money, but I'm starting over at zero every single year. So as a real estate agent, I might come in and I might have the best year ever and sell 100 houses in 1 year. But January 1 of 2021, I got to do it all over again. It doesn't matter what I did in the past. I'm not getting paid off the efforts. So when I tell you Hill Financial Group is kind of a hybrid, it's because I get residual income based on the kind of income, with the money and the policies that I'm putting in place. So when my clients automatically renew, they're still paying me for that. That's a really powerful piece. $1 of residual income is like earning $3 of work. $1 of residual income is like you having to go out and earn $3, right? Because I'm using my time in the most efficient way. So over here, what happens if I got 100 people and I'm only getting 1% of them? I still got 100, but I don't always have to be there. So right here, I am multiplying people to get income. So over here, my job is multiplying me to get income. Over here, I don't have any leverage, right? So you see these two, they're trading time for dollars. And I'm going to show you another slide that's going to help you bring more clarity into why this is such an important thing for you to learn. Okay, because we're talking the difference between linear income and residual. Linear income is me getting paid time for dollars, right? Residual income, there's no cap on how much residual income I can make, right? Okay, so over here, this is where the money side is, right? And I'll show you on the next slide on what I mean by that. Hashtag money slide, okay? Money slide.
Hashtag money slide. Let's go.
Hashtag money side. So right here, I own a set of systems that allow people to work for me. So I either have systems, people, or both at work. The more people, the more money. I'm leveraging people over here. But eventually I want to get down here where my money is working for me. So again, I'm going to talk to my Beyond people. And if you guys don't know what Beyond is, whoever invited you here, get back with them and they'll tell you about Beyond. If you're in my group coming from the Leaders Are Always Great Readers, you're going to see my Beyond link in there. And here's what we're teaching in this. We're teaching you guys how to get your money to work for you, right? Because again, we know there's a lot of people out there who are looking for extra income. I did a post earlier this week on social media and I asked people, how much extra money would you need to give you some financial breathing room? Realistically, how much? And I saw all kind of range, anywhere from 5,000 to 20,000. But realistically, most people could use an extra 500 to an extra $1,000 a month. That can probably relieve some financial pressure. Maybe that can help you get out of debt a lot faster. Well, it's easy for me to show you how to do that. Oftentimes you're giving your money out to somebody else, right? You're not paying yourself first. When I'm investing, I invest in things that are going to produce cash flow. Hashtag cash flow. That's why this thing is called the cash flow quadrant. So if I'm going to put some money into it, I want it to be able to pay me nearly immediately, right? Now, there are some things I put for longer plays. Like if I'm investing for the future, a lot of you are putting money into your 401k. Why are you doing that for the future? Well, sometimes you need money right now. Is $1 worth more today or tomorrow? Which one? It's worth more today, right? Because inflation comes in and it devalues the cost of the dollar, which is why Nick and I really love the idea of cryptocurrency, because again, cryptocurrency is steadily going on the rise. So when we invest money, we're investing for tomorrow because we know cryptocurrency is becoming more valuable, right? So as we transact that, it's going to be more powerful than the dollar. You have to understand the flow of money right now and how digital currencies are coming in. So right here, this is a cool thing. Passive income, passive residual income, meaning I do not have to work for it. Your income is not dependent on me whatsoever. Okay, right here. On this side, typically my income is not dependent on me because I either have systems or people at work or both. And down here, I have my money at work for me. Okay, so let me switch slides real quick so I can show you guys the next piece of this. And if we have questions, we can take some of those questions while I'm switching this slide piece.
Yeah, Jeff, I wanted to bring on Francisco. I know Francisco's there, and he's going to be on the spot here, so I'm going to bring him on for a minute. So he's going to come in the middle of us here. There he is, Francisco. Can you hear us, bro?
Hey, Nick. Hey, Jeffrey. I appreciate you guys having me on, and I tell you, Jeffrey, you are on fire, and the things that you're talking about here today is just special. It's special. So I'll tell you a little bit about my background. I come from a poor country out in the Dominican Republic, right? I was born out there.
Shout out to DR. Hey, I'll be there next week. I mean, next month, bro.
What? Jeff, you can't go, man. You haven't invited me or my wife or Andy or even Francisco. What the hell's going on? Francisco even invited us to Mexico. I know. He's going like 10 days. What's going on?
That's what's up.
So,
I'll tell you, both of my parents in the DR were doctors, but they were extremely poor, right? There was no opportunity there. Then they moved me over to the U.S. And I went from one poor area to another poor area in the U.S. in the hood. And man, I was always told growing up, get good grades, get a job, go to school, and that's how you make it, right? So I did that, right? And I worked my way up hard, getting out of the hood, getting into the suburbs, and when I got there, then life smacked me again, right? I got kids, family, built a good life for myself and my family. But then I realized that I wasn't in control of my own destiny when I was working for corporate America. And I got hit smack hard in the face, and my entire livelihood was threatened, not once, but twice, but actually 3 times, right? And then I realized late in life, in my 30s, when I got introduced to the concept of residual income. And that was brand new to me, right? In the 30s, right? And I was like, wow, well, that's a better way of living, creating leverage, like you mentioned, Jeffrey, and getting in that portion. Now, one thing I learned is that how to transition my brain from an employee mindset to an entrepreneurial mindset. And boy, that is a transition in itself. But I tell you, when I go back to the pain I felt, understanding that all this hard work I put in opening retail stores, $1 million retail stores, and making them successful for this company and these companies, and then realizing that, well, once I'm out of that store and I move on to my next project, that's it. I'm no longer making money in that store, right? Or once they decide we no longer need you anymore, but that's it. That's where my money stops, right? And that was an uncomfortable feeling. And I got to a point where I was like, what's the point? And I didn't understand the other side until I was introduced to it. And that's where I woke up and I started on that journey. And I'm really appreciative. And it's not easy going from what you've been used to for the last 20 years, but understanding the pain that you went through and understanding the gain that you can get from being an entrepreneur and following this entrepreneurial IQ that Jeffrey's talking about here. And I'm learning from, as far as automation standpoint, Nick has taught me to really incorporate automation to make it possible and doable for me to keep up with building my business and building, with kids and now e-learning and everybody's working from home, and how to keep up, and automation and using tools has truly helped me get ahead, get results. And no, I'm really appreciative. Again, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Awesome. No, I appreciate some of the Francis. And man, if you could just tell us just a little bit, like where you are now, just like and then like your vision on where you want to be in like the cash flow quadrant right now. So sort of like people can go, oh, I know where Francisco is, and I'm like at that same stage, and then maybe they'll be able to relate to you as well where you want to go.
So I'm in between the employee and self-employed, right? And the employee quadrant, I've been very successful in there, right? I've made over 6 figures a year in that area, right? But understanding that those mindsets and in that journey, that area, it's not sustainable. Like it could be gone in a heartbeat. And I've seen a lot of people as they get older in that world, when it comes to politics and all those other things, go from making a huge salary to it all disappearing, and then life hits them. I've seen it happen over and over and over and over again, right? So now I want to transition to being amazing at self-employed business owner and ultimately being an investor. But because I'm hanging out in the right sandbox,
right,
that can accelerate, right? And you got to put into work. You got to educate yourself. This year, I took advantage of everything that's going on. Despite all the pandemic and everybody having to stay at home, I took this time to really increase my IQ. Reading the right books, reading the books that are important from the past, but that's pertaining to what's happening and what's effective today, right? The books that Nick introduced me to: .com secrets, expert secrets, traffic secrets, how to be an internet marketer and how to just be effective in that space. So my IQ from January to now is just increased, right? And now I'm feeling, as I'm reaching out to people, as I'm building my business, it feels better. It feels different. I feel like, you know, I'm in control versus it being just chance, right? I'm in control. I'm doing everything with purpose. So yeah, so Nick, yeah, so I'm still in that stage, but man, I'm telling you, I appreciate being in the right sandbox, because I know that for me, hard work has never been an issue, but getting my IQ level to where it needs to be, mixing in that hard work, you know, I'm going to be exactly where I want to be, you know, and I still got dreams, man. They say that your dreams die when you turn 30. My dreams have never died.
That was
You know,
suck.
that's what they say. But when you look at the folks that you surround yourself, and I see, even if they're having high salaries in the corporate world, their dreams, you know, they don't believe they can get that Lamborghini anymore. They don't believe they can purchase that yacht. You know, I still look at yachts. I can't buy a yacht now, but I'm looking at, as I was shopping for a yacht. I do that. I save it as an app on my phone, and I'm looking at different types of yachts, right? Because I'm a dreamer. I can't. Maybe that's what separates me from others. I can't stop dreaming.
It
does. and why not? We have one life to live. Why not go after it, right?
Let me tell you a phrase I learned, and I have this posted on my vision board. CEOs are born dreamers, but focus makes them doers.
Nice. Nice.
So I'm tapping for a plane.
Let's just go. Oh man, let's go.
Awesome. Well, Francis, just stay on board, man. I'm going to bring you back on, so don't go anywhere. Just stay tuned in the background. I'm going to bring on another speaker soon, Andy. He's going to come in soon. But Jeff, let's continue, man, with the education. Keep on. Cool.
This is why this is important. Okay, so if you look at the left-hand side here, 95% of the population is over here. That means the majority of the people we know are going to be on this side. This is a slow way to earn money, right? So again, guys, we're not knocking where you are. We're just saying, if you ever had, to Francisco's point, dreams, goals, and desires, you have to shift and do what people are doing. So one of the phrases that Nick and I use is from Warren Buffett. If poor people did what rich people did, they wouldn't be poor anymore. Okay, POOR is an acronym standing for passing over opportunities repeatedly. People are always thinking they're getting scammed, and I'm not saying there's not scams out there. There are, right? But at some point in time, you have to learn how to take some educated risk, right? So you can actually see what some of this looks like and test it and improve it yourself. Rich, residual income changes households. That's my acronym that I created. Residual income changes households. That's what RICH stands for. So think about what happens when you have residual income. It's going to change your household, because now you got dedicated money that's coming in and you don't always have to work for it. So the method of this is, I want a stream of income for every single bill that I have coming in. Every single bill you want to have a stream of income for. So think about it. If you had 9 bills and you had 9 streams of income, do you have to work for money anymore? No, right? So now all of a sudden, residual. Yeah. It would actually change.
Right. I put rich. It would change your household. All right.
Yeah, that'll work.
You'll do, right? Tell us again, Jeff. What does it stand for?
Residual income changes households.
I like it, baby.
Residual income changes households. So if we can get you on this side, 95% of the wealth resides over here, but only 5% of the population. So where do you want to be, right? I remember learning this thing called the 100-man story. And like, if I had a little more time, I would post it up there to show you the graphic. But the whole idea was, in the U.S., we do something every 5 years called the census. And they get data from the census. And then what they showed us is, out of every 100 people, 12 die before they get to age 65. 14 of them retire with annual incomes of about $1,200 a month, which is Social Security. 66 people have incomes between $14,500 and $65,000 a year, and only 9 people out of every 100 are financially independent, meaning they can spend $65,000 or more a year. Every single year they retire. Only 9 out of every 100. So one of the questions I always ask my clients is, well, when you look at this graph, where do you want to be? What do you think most people are saying? Well, I want to be in the 9. I want to be in the 9, but they're not doing what they need to do to be in the 9. Okay, we don't have the capacity, most people, to save $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month to reach our financial goals. Why? Because we got money going all the way out the back window because we got a lot of debt, right? So when you're coming into this frame, we want you guys to come in one of the best ways possible and start to look at your life and say, what have I been doing financially? What has it gotten me? How can I start to shift my activity and my habits to get me more of what I want? Because if we can get you to start to lower your expenses and get out of debt, when you're over here, one of the things that we'll eventually teach you is if you're in the United States and you are a W-2 employee, if you go look at the W-4 thing, that's what you fill out when you first get a job, right? You fill out a W-4. Most people only fill out the first page. On the second page, there's a worksheet page. And when you understand how to fill out that worksheet page, the IRS stops holding out less. They stop holding out money out of your taxes. So if you get a refund check, all you did was essentially gave the IRS an interest-free loan because they give your money back to you. Who needs their money more? You or the IRS? You do. So if we can get you to get an extra $200 to maybe $600 back on your paycheck like that, now you got more money to put into your business stuff, right? And then you also got a lot of extra tax deductions. By having a home-based business, you can typically see an extra $2,000 to $10,000 back on your refund check. Now, we're not going to get super in the weeds, but I just want you guys to understand the power of having this. There's 2 tax codes, one for the employees, one for the business owners. If the United States of America was built on the backs of small businesses, who do you think they're going to be in favor from a tax code standpoint? Business owners. Amazon didn't pay taxes on like $19.2 billion or something like that. How do they do that? How do you make that much money and pay 0 taxes? Because you got to understand the tax game. So Amazon goes out and they buy Whole Foods. Well, that's a big expense they get to write off. So when you are in a business, you can play that exact same level that Amazon is playing, just on a smaller level right now. So right now, you're using technology. I purchased this $2,300 Surface Pro, and I'm going to write all of it off on my taxes. Okay. When I drive my car, when I use my cell phone, those are business expenses. You guys are using this stuff anyway. You're already paying for it. Why not start a business that allows you to now deduct it? So now all of a sudden, you're going to get a lot of that money back that Uncle Sam is taking away from you. That's one of the reasons why these people get wealthy, because they have expenses that actually lowers their taxable income, meaning they get to keep more of their money. That's a key. You got to understand how to utilize the tax code over here, and don't be intimidated by it. There's plenty of books out there. And like Francisco said, get a mentor. It speeds up your processes of learning because we're a little bit further ahead than you. We're not always going to be exactly where we want to be because you're always trying to grow into different levels. Like, I don't have a plane yet, but I want one. Can I go buy one right now? Probably could. Now, I'm not getting a G5 right now, but could I probably go buy a plane right now? Absolutely, right? Why I haven't done it yet, we'll see but before the end of the tax year, because I might need to do something like that. I might need that big expense that I can go write it off, and now it becomes a bit of an asset. But what I would rather do right now is put my money right here. So then I can go finance the plane, and the money I would have paid for the plane is going to produce income that's going to pay for the plane. So when the plane is paid off, I still have the asset. This is why this stuff is important. When you have assets that pay for your life, you can go buy whatever you want to make the asset pay for it. If that's making sense, hashtag cash flow, hashtag asset.
Cash flow.
Liabilities, right? So the reason why we recommend these books is because it teaches you assets versus liabilities. There's a game that you can go play called Cash Flow. Okay, we're talking about cash flow today. Go to richdad.com/classic. Nick, if you can put that link in there, that'll be great. richdad.com/classic. Sign up for a free account and play the game Cash Flow Quadrant, because some of this stuff you maybe not used to. So when you start playing this game, it's kind of like our version of Monopoly. It's more applicable to what we might experience right now, especially if you are investing in cryptocurrency. You got currencies for under $1 right now. You want to know what to do when this stuff really matures and it balloons, right? So all we're doing is teaching you guys how to utilize this cash flow. Like, so for me right now, I don't need money.
What was the website again, bro?
I'll type it. I got you. Hold on.
I can put it in the banner. I'll put it in the banner or chuck it in the comments.
Okay, all right. Now check your private chat, Nick. That's it right there. richdad.com/classic. Okay.
Got it.
We're teaching you guys this stuff for a reason. We want you to be wealthy. Okay. We're not trying to keep all this knowledge for ourselves. We want to inspire you guys to take action on what we're saying. That's why you get ahead in life, is you take action. Okay. Do we have any questions on this right now? Oh, that's good, Alan. Me too. My wife and I, we own the board game, but we also play online, and we play virtually with other families across the country, right? I'm telling you, man, this game, life, if you learn how to play life like you do these board games, you're going to win, right? Are you going to take some losses along the way? Sure, but you're already taking losses right now, but you're just not having control over what's going on. We're taking losses because we don't have the information that we need. We're giving you guys the information, the tools that we're using, so you can get more practice. Play cash flow a lot because you get more practice. And as you get better at getting out of the rat race on the game, you're going to take a look at your current life and say, I've been spending my money over here. I've been doing this. But on the game, I got out of the rat race because I end up getting passive residual income sources. So now you train your brain to look for passive residual income sources because you see how it gets you out of the rat race, meaning you don't have to trade time for dollars anymore. Then you spend your time finding more sources of income that produce more assets that produce income. The average millionaire has 7 sources of income, 7. So think about what happens when a corona happens. Let's say your primary job went by the wayside. I still got 6 more, or I still got more. People who only had 1 source of income were hurt. People who were only an employee were hurt because somebody else controlled you. Somebody else told you how much or when you can go to work. I got out of corporate America because I kept trying to climb the ladder, but I didn't own the ladder. And I realized when I was trying to climb it, it was on the wrong wall. Somebody else said, hey, Jeff, you're not climbing fast enough. We want you over here. And I'm like, well, dang, when do I get to do what I want to do when I make that choice? So my journey was here. So right now, Hill Financial Group is a bit of a hybrid between these two. I have 2 multi-level marketing businesses, right? And now I have money in place over here with velocity nodes and things like that. So my money makes money, okay? Now, every now and again, I might do some contract type work in here, but I don't spend my time right because this is the worst way to earn money. When I spend time over here, it costs me money because I know how much money I make in these categories. I do it as a way to give back, open up my network, and educate people on how we're making money over here and how we are owning our life, okay? But again, my wife and I, our sole focus is to only produce income over here, businesses and investments, because now we're going to do a 1-year honeymoon. Why can we do a 1-year honeymoon? Because we're on this side of the table. Like, can you go ask your job about, hey, listen, I know you gave me 2 weeks vacation, but I need 52 weeks of vacation. Can I have it paid? Let me tell you, no. Get lost, right? But because we have worked on owning our lives and we got money over here, we can afford to do that. Why? Because I'm going to put more money in an investment, get the tax deduction that produces income, and now that income pays for my entire year. I don't care if I get sick. My income is still coming in. That's why you want to have this stuff coming in. You want to start to recession-proof your life and create your own ecosystem. We're inviting you into our ecosystems like we've been invited to other people. And then we look at our business models and the things that we want, and we build it out. And I tested against this strategy right here. Nick's ecosystem is different than mine because I have a business and financial services. So that has a lot of my stuff and what I teach from that standpoint. Now, we also have stuff that we do together. So we're in each other's ecosystem. But what is your recession-proof plan? What's your own personal ecosystem? I heard Bob Proctor say this a long time ago. He said, yeah, there's a recession going on, but I choose not to participate. Think about that level of just ownership. There's a recession going on, but I'm not going to participate in that. I'm going to go look for opportunities because I know they're more abundant. You just have to look a little bit harder sometimes. But there's still a lot of ways to earn money out there. There's still a lot of people who are shaking and moving. More millionaires are created during recessionary periods versus any other time in history. How? Because people look and they put themselves in position. So I'll say this, and Nick, I'll open questions up for you. Okay. Yeah, you got to learn the 3 ways or the 3 things of money. First, you got to learn how to earn money. Okay. Secondly, you have to learn how to keep money. Thirdly, you have to learn how to multiply money. Earn, keep, multiply. I was really good, like Francisco said, man, I earned a lot of money over here, but I wasn't that good at keeping it. I was spending it, right? And I got over here as a business owner, I needed to be more disciplined. I needed to know really what my expenses were because business income can fluctuate, right? It can transition day to day like this. You can have good quarters, bad quarters, good months, bad months, all that kind of jazz, right? So I needed to get consistency in my sources of income. So now I got something bankable saying if my expenses are $1,500, I need to make sure I got $1,500 at least of guaranteed income coming in. So now there's no stress on my bills getting paid. But then what do? I find more income that I make and I plug it into the system to create more income. Because if I don't need all the money right now in this producing income, all I'm doing is finding other places to put it so it can produce more income. The book, The Richest Man in Babylon, teaches you that. It teaches you, if you think about money as children, what do you want? You want grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and a whole bunch of grandbabies. So you want your money being able to make more money, that makes more money, that makes more money, that makes more money.
You want your grandbabies to be making more grandbabies with more grandbabies and more babies. More money babies.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, there's a lot of stuff that we learn in these books, man. We learn it and we turn around and we give it back to you, right? I know you haven't read the books yet. It's okay. I have. So take the knowledge that I'm teaching you and then pop out there and get some of these books and some of these tools to help increase your financial IQ. And then you start to look at this model and say, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. That's why I'm behind. But you undervalue what you can do in a year. Man, I'm telling you, a year of concentration and focus can change the next level of trajectory. Anytime you get in a new business system that's really good, put your head down and focus for the next 3 to 5 years. If you can focus for 3 to 5 years, you can retire for the next 35 years. I've done it. Trust me when I tell you it's 100% accurate and it works. 100% accurate and it works. Okay, but you got to get outside of your comfort zone and do things a little bit different. Okay, so Nick, I'll open it up to you. Man. If you guys have questions, man, pop in here and ask us. We're here for a reason.
That's it. Appreciate it, Jeff. And I wanted to anyone coming in from Jeff's group, which is leaders who all love to read. Leaders are readers, right? That Facebook.
Yeah, always great readers.
There you go. If you guys are coming in from that group right now, there is a link in that group that leads to step 1 of Jeff's wealth ecosystem. So if you're in Jeff's group, you're coming from Jeff's Facebook group right now, click on that link, download the free business app. You'll also get access to something called CoinZoom. And if you guys are in my Facebook group coming in from my fan page or from YouTube, you guys can go to tribalsecrets.com/infinity and beyond, because we want to give you today a free CoinZoom account, which outside of our own personal links is actually $500 in value. And I did a live stream yesterday on how to grow your money with already the money you currently have in your bank account, but the money in your bank account is not adding or growing any value in what it's actually worth right now. But if you put it in CoinZoom, it has the potential to grow and obviously multiply and therefore profit. And so we want to give you a free CoinZoom account. It is a cryptocurrency digital online wallet. It has the potential to grow in comparison to leaving your money in the bank account. And it's free, guys. And if you went outside of our links, you'd be paying $500 minimum. So you just want to add something valuable to you guys today. So guys, if you guys are in Jeff's group, go on his bit.ly link. And then if you're in my group on my fan page or YouTube, go to tribalsecrets.com/infinity and beyond. So, Jeff, before you move forward, because I know we're going to talk lots more, I'm going to bring on Mr. Andy Automation. Andy, how are you doing from the UK, mate?
There he is.
What's up, Andy?
You're doing good?
Cool.
Awesome. Hey, I know you're
Andy's
building.
a numbers guy too, man. And Andy is definitely. I'm saying Andy's a numbers guy, man. Andy has some great.
He has numbers on his butt cheek. Like he knows numbers, right?
Yeah, he
does. So, hey, Andy, do you want to share a little bit about yourself, man, and where you've currently been before now, and what you're currently doing in terms of building wealth for you and your wife and your family and your future grandkids and all that good stuff.
Look at you sound like an Irish person doing that.
Irish.
Gotta give me a family. I haven't even got one already. It's great. Right. So yeah. So a bit of background for myself. I've got a military background. I was in the military for like nearly 30 years. All told, that's as a full-time soldier and a reservist as well. Work with helicopters at the moment. Obviously between that and obviously the helicopter stuff, I'm doing other things as well. I've got 3 network marketing companies I'm involved with. All of them, giving income to me at various levels. Basically, for my experience, I think most of my experience comes from, like Jeff said, it's reading books, watching seminars and stuff. Back in the day, actually physically turning up to seminars and listening to some of the top earners of the day who, when the internet was very new, were basically coming out with automation systems that were working in the day. If you could go back about 30 years, just prior to when the internet started to really explode, you literally would see people with these big, massive computers, on a desk with a big, massive TV screen, not the flat ones we've got, number crunching and stuff, and making these programs that were like, for me, were like, what the hell is this? These days it's just click and play and it's really simple. Back in the day, these guys at the Eggheads made all these machines up, all these algorithms and stuff that you hear about that we're talking about on different things like Facebook and all the other networks out there. At one point, they weren't fighting against each other. Now they are. If you leave one site or one platform for another, you have to know how to basically keep the algorithm fresh in each place you're at. Because if you don't, what happens is your followership and anyone that you've got connected with you will start to be shown other stuff instead of the stuff you're doing, because you're now taking your brand away from the brand that you're on. So it's all about that sort of stuff as well. So for me, I started studying the automation side of things of online marketing and stuff, affiliate marketing, stuff like that. Doing the numbers, how many people do I need to get to make X and Y and Z? And at one point in my affiliate marketing career, I was earning about 10 grand every single week. And that was from multiple sites that I built on a thing called Blogger. For those of you who are old enough to know that one, which is a back end of Google. It still works. Unfortunately, because of the way they've now disconnected all the other bits, it's a lot harder because you now have to fight for the space. Even though Google are like the top sort of search engine and they like everything to stay on Google, including all their sort of back office stuff now, like Sheets and all the other bits and pieces you can use, again, which I've started using because I found out if I use their stuff, they sort of give you more kudos in their world, which is also good. And also, it's just learn off of people like we are today. Listen to people that are actually there. They got their feet in the trenches. They're looking over the parapet. They're taking the hits for us. We're the ones cowering down. Some of you guys might be cowering behind the parapet and not wanting to pop your head up because you're worried about someone saying no, or it ain't for me, or it's a scam, or things like that. Because you go online now, look up anything you want. Look up Christianity. I guarantee there'll be something there saying it's a scam. Look up Hyundai car factory. There will be a scam. Whatever you look up, there's someone on there will write something about a scam. However, what people don't realize is, and this is a bit of education that I didn't have way back in the day, you're looking at a website specific to something that someone's shown you. Maybe Nick's shown you something, or Jeff's shown you something in his group, or I've shown one of you guys something as well. And you look at it and you think, I better check it out online. You go and check it out online. What's the first word you put in there? Is this a scam? Whatever it is it a scam? All right. You look it up and straight away someone pops up. But what happens is you go through their page, they say, oh, it's really bad. And at the bottom, there's a little link. And in fact, all through the whole thing, there's links in there. You click on a link and guess what they do? Sell you their product. So what you're doing there, you're getting put into something. And again, this is what I love about that. You've got a funnel on, which is great. The automation side of things is exactly what's on the screen right now about how you put the people in the top end as opposed to money, and the money comes out, but also good people come out of there. And what you also do as well with all these people that are out there, there are algorithms you can set up yourself. And obviously, big companies as well have started doing it now, where if someone puts that word out there with their company attached to it, you can actually change the algorithm so it favors the actual company, not the person. So it'll actually knock them down Google, all the rest of the stuff. And again, all the automation things will change that stuff as well. So my main sort of thing for myself over the whole time I've been doing anything online is just always be a student of everything you do. If you don't know something, make the effort to go and do it. If you've never done a live before, guess what? Go do one. Your first live will be crap. Your 50th live will be amazing. Right. Your first, you'll remember because you'll go back and go, oh my God, look how crap I was then. Now 50 later, you're like, wow, this is amazing. And I challenge everyone, after this call, start from today, do 30 days of just doing lives. Just do them. Because at the end of the day, if you do things that make you uncomfortable, in the end, they will make you comfortable by cushioning your blow with a lot of money. And that's what you need to do. So I'll leave it there, guys. I could go on for ages because I love this stuff.
Boom, or any automation from the UK. Thanks so much, brother, for sharing. Appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. I'm definitely going to bring you back in just before we end, so stay tuned. Jeffrey, man, let's continue the education. And what's up next, bro?
Okay, so guys, I want to kind of finish off with this piece. Is transferring debt into wealth. Okay, now again, I don't know. Let me see if I can blow this up for you guys so I can kind of talk about what's on the screen. All right, so most people in their lifetime are going to make an average about $2 million. If you look at a 40-year working career, somebody started around 25 working up to age 65, and most people would like to retire. Let's say you made about $50,000. All right, so that gives you $2 million, right? So here's what typically happens over this time frame. Okay, we got a lot of money coming out of our funnel. We got living expenses, insurance, vacations, food, all that fun stuff. Taxes, one of the biggest expenses you're going to pay in your life. But one thing that people don't necessarily always think about, is this one right here, the debt category. Okay, so unfortunately, we're only saving about 3% of our own money. Okay, if you go on Wall Street numbers, Wall Street says you want to save anywhere from 12 to 15% of your income for long-term purposes, right? So let's say if you're making $100,000 a year, you want to be saving anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000. So on the low end, $1,000 a month. On the high end, about $1,250 or whatever, right? So when you think about it, do you have the capacity to do that right now? And then say, well, all right, well, how much am I paying for my car note, my rent or my mortgage, my credit card debt, student loans, all that kind of jazz. When you add that up, man, you're probably spending about $2,000 or more a month. Well, that's $24,000 in a year. So think about it. If you didn't have those expenses, how much more wealth could you be creating for yourself if you didn't have that? And that's why I'm talking about learning parts of the tax code, learning how to redo that W-4 so you can get more of your income back. Because if you can alone, without even starting a business, just get an extra $500 back and you put that into the infinite banking strategy like I talked about last time, you're going to rapidly start to decrease your debt. And now you're powering up your wealth. So if I showed you how to get out of all of your debt, let's say in 10 years or less, right? Let's say you're 25 and by 35, you're debt free. You still got expenses, but you're debt free. What do you think the next 30 years looks like when you can save 20 to 30 or more $1,000s a year? And then what happens if you're earning business income as well and you start to really utilize these systems? So I can go out and spend $40,000 that I saved up, and I can go buy 13 or 14 velocity nodes, and all of a sudden that's producing $1,700 a month. Okay, great. I get a big tax deduction because I bought these expenses, and now I'm also getting $1,700 a month cash flow. And again, it might be a little more than that. I'm just giving you, just general numbers. And then what do you think happens the next year? And I do that again. Now I'm at $3,400 worth of income. And then the next year, all right, now all of a sudden I'm at $5,100 of income, passive residual income in a matter of 3 years because I have the money to do so. Now, are you working anymore? No. You're not working. You're spending your time finding more businesses, more sources of income, or taking vacations, whatever in the world you want to do. But you got to learn the system of how to flow your money. Because again, when we can stop paying everybody else, we can start to pay ourselves more. Because who do you love more than yourself? Do you really love the IRS, the government, the nursing homes, the hospitals? Do you love these people more than yourself? If you don't, then why are you paying them more than you're paying yourself? Right? So when you learn how to get your systems in right, this is what happens. Because if somebody doesn't do this, here's an average. Most people only have about $60,000 saved up by the time they reach age 65. Okay? How is it that you earn in your lifetime an average of $2 million, but you only have an average of 60,000? Because we've gotten so comfortable with debt. Out of this 3%, think about it. Think about all the other stuff we got to do.
Hey, Jeff, yeah. Sorry to stop you, because I know you're on a roll here, but I just want to have a little residual income dance with you guys. So ready? We're going to do like this little dance. Like 1, 2, 3, residual income dance, baby. Oh, yeah. Residual dance, baby. Boom, baby. You guys rock. And Jeff, before you move forward, just want to explain to everyone here what is a velocity node.
Okay.
It's when it comes to wealth building and what it can do for them.
Oh, you want me to explain it?
Yeah, just explain.
Okay, perfect. So, okay, now high level cryptocurrency is the digital currency that you've been hearing everybody talk about. Bitcoin is the number one out there, right? Then you have something called altcoins, ALT coins, which is anything that's not a Bitcoin essentially, right? And there's a lot of them. Okay, there's a lot of them. There was probably over 1,000 at one point in time, and some of them have gracefully bowed out, right? So now you probably got maybe 20 coins or so that most people are really paying attention to. Some of the tops: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Zoom, right? So we have some of those, right? So what happens is the velocity node is a supercomputer that mines Bitcoin. So what it does, it goes out and it solves a complex algorithm. And when it solves that algorithm or that mathematical problem, it gets paid a Bitcoin, okay? So a Bitcoin right now is worth about 11,700 or so. At least it was of last night. I don't know what it is right now, but the price is changing all day long. With the right supercomputer, it can probably solve one of these algorithms in maybe on average about 10 minutes. So what we do, we partner with a company called Veritech. We say, hey, Veritech, can you build one of these powerful supercomputers for us? They said, sure. What's the cost? $2,850, so $2,850. I give that to Veritech. They come back and lease that supercomputer from me for $32 a week. Okay, so now all of a sudden that's $134 a month, roughly 128 to 134, depending on how you do your numbers. And the more you buy, the more passive residual income. Well, since this is it's an expense, if I have a business, I get the tax deduction. So I get the tax deduction. So that means Uncle Sam is getting less of my money over here, and I'm also getting residual income. So that's a double win for me. Tax deduction and residual income. Remember, residual income changes households, right? Would you rather pay the money to Uncle Sam or to yourself? I'm paying myself first, guys. So again, all I'm doing is buying a whole bunch of supercomputers and letting somebody else pay for all the electricity costs, because that can bring down essentially my profitability. And I'm getting weekly money. Every single week I'm getting paid. So if I got 10 velocity nodes, that's about $420 a week or something like that I'm going to get. Cool. I don't have to do anything for that money. So when my wife and I are traveling around the world, every single week, every Monday, money is hitting my account. Not also including all the other sources of income that I have coming in. That's why you want to get to 7 or more, guys. So don't make it overcomplicated. You just got to learn how some of these tools work in your favor. That's what a velocity node is. It is a supercomputer that goes out and mines Bitcoin, and you get paid because somebody is leasing that from you.
Just one thing to add there with Jeff. Obviously, we sat and we went through the numbers because we like that. And the magic number for nodes is 22. Once you have 22, it is self-sustained. You never ever have to put your hand in your pocket ever again. When you get 22 nodes, game over. Game over.
Damn, baby.
You are buying a node a month at that point with the income from 22. So again, when you start to extrapolate the numbers out, it can get pretty sexy. Now, again, you're transitioning, right? So you're going to give it a couple of years to let them kind of work for themselves as you're buying more nodes. But eventually you get to the point where you're just reinvesting all the money that you're earning from this, and you're keeping the cycle going. That's it. So think about it. If you got all your debt wiped out and you got all this extra money coming in, and you know how to reinvest it to keep more money coming in, you don't have to keep trading time for dollars. So we want to get you guys really good at earning income and keeping it instead of spending it on crazy stuff, so we can teach you how to multiply it. Multiplication is where your freedom is.
Boom. I'm saying about it. And guys, if you guys are in Jeffrey's group and you would like to get access to purchasing a node and understanding a little bit more about it, click on his Bitly link in his description of this live. You'll see it in there, the Bitly link. If you guys are in my group or my YouTube or on my fan page, go to travelocity.com/infinity beyond. You get the access to purchase a velocity node and create passive income. So guys, you know where to go. Again, save that money, save it out. Go and find it elsewhere, because you're going to get the best deal with us here through our own personal links. Rock and roll. Keep going. Do you have anything else, man?
Man, I got plenty, but I'll let you guys ask questions on what you might need.
My fan page, go to topwealthsecrets.com/infinity beyond. You get the access to purchase a policy note and create passive income. So, guys, you know where to go. Again, save that money, save the gap. Go and find it elsewhere because you're going to get the best deal with us here through our own personal needs. Fucking roll. Keep going. Do you have anything else, man?
Man, I got plenty, but I'll let you guys ask questions.
What's going on? Is it just me? I'll let you guys too.
I think that might have been me. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure you guys heard it again. That's it.
There you go. I'm not sure what happened. It's all good. We're here. All right, we're back. So, guys, if there are any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm going to read the comments right now. We got a lot of things. Earn, keep, multiply. Alan said, don't mow your lawn. It costs too much. Don't mow your own lawn. It costs too much. Yep. Francisco goes, and Erica Perez. We understand estimate we can do in 5 years. Harvey L. Rojo Dent. I'm guessing these are speakers or people. Francisco.
Oh, yeah. Harry Dent is a really famous economist.
Oh, okay. There you go. Okay, perfect. Catch these nuggets, Jeff says. Someone says, I don't know who, they go, Jeffrey Hill, I'm on lunch break watching and I'm intrigued. We have to link up soon. I don't know who that is. I'm not sure who that is.
That's one of my guys. That's my favorite with, man. Marcus, that's the guy we went to college together.
Yeah, boom. Perfecto. So we got around 5 minutes left, Jeff. Is there anything else, man, you want to hit on those beginning steps for them? What is if we just give 3 key steps to our audience here on exactly where to start, how to start, where do they go, how do they start?
So first thing we want to do is take an assessment of where you are. Let's legit look at your expenses, right? Then we want to create a business plan, if you will. It doesn't have to be something super complicated, right? You don't have to go purchase any big, fancy software. You can do a 1-page business plan that just helps you map out, okay? Because if you can't see this stuff, it's going to be a lot harder for you to achieve it. If you hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand, right? So first we got to take, what you want and let's map it out, right? Most people don't get what they want because they don't have a vision of what they really want. They don't have an idea of, what life could look like. That's why Francisco's saying, man, I'm looking at yachts. That's why I'm saying I'm looking at planes. Well, why? Because I want to go get a plane. So first I need to have the idea that I can get it. Then I need to go figure out, how much does it cost? Okay, so if I finance this thing, and if I use my residual income and took it to the bank and said, listen, I got, $7,000 of residual income. What does that look like? How much can we loan against that? Well, okay, great. Now I can go buy my plane, get the tax deduction, and let my residual income pay for it, right? So we want to map out exactly where you are. And then let's have a conversation about what it is that you want. What's your why? Why do you want residual income? I understand why we want it. I understand why other people, but why do you want it? So think about an acronym. What hurts you? Is it, I want to provide for my family? I want my wife to never have to work. I want my kids taken care of. Whatever that thing is, that's going to be the basis of how we move forward. Because if your why isn't strong enough, you will quit as soon as somebody else says that's a scam. Trust me, it happens, right? So you have to be grounded in what and why you want to do this. So once we get, your why and your expenses, we're going to say which platform makes more sense to you. I would honestly say network marketing is one of the best platforms because pound for pound, it's one of the least expensive things to start. I mean, a couple of $100, you got a business set up, you got your system set up. And remember, if we're talking cash flow here, we're transitioning from the business side to the wealth side. So again, we can easily come in here and say, all right, let's skip over the self-employed. Let's put you over here. Now, if you want to, write a book or become a speaker, cool. All right, we still give you stuff you can do, but let's go ahead and transition you over here by giving you a system for a couple of $100 that you can get involved. Now we want to start to teach other people why you did this. They want to know your why. Your friends want to know, why would you do one of those things? I thought those were scams. I thought it also until I found somebody who was successful at it, who can teach me how to actually utilize it. I don't care if you did it just for the tax deductions. It's worth it. Get the book, Lower Your Taxes Bitcoin by Sandy Boykin. The very first chapter of his book, he says why you would be brain dead to not have a home-based business if you don't already have one. This is a guy who's a former CPA and an attorney for the IRS. He worked for the man, and his first chapter is telling you are brain dead if you don't have a home-based business. That's a clue. Success clues. So I want you. First thing I need you to understand what we're teaching you. We're teaching you a system of wealth. So get your expenses lined out so we can know what that monthly nut is, and then we're going to create an activity plan. How many invites do you need to be doing? What kind of time frame? How much energy can we put into this machine? It's a machine. So over there, I'll give you more coaching because there's a lot of mental work I got to undo for you guys, because most people have only been taught how to make money over here. They have only been taught how to make money in this category. You can't think like this and make money over here. Not the same. Not
no.
You cannot use this mindset to get wealthy on this side. It is the complete opposite way of thinking. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably gonna have to undo 75% of the stuff that you're doing. That 25% is probably just your hustle to go earn income. Everything else, I'm probably gonna undo it. But when I undo it, I guarantee you, I will rebuild you stronger than what you are now. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. It's a law. It's a law of sowing and reaping. I'm gonna sow good into you, and you gotta reap. I'm gonna put good stuff in, good out, garbage in, garbage out. So you gotta make a couple of sacrifices. That's the third thing. Sacrifice. Sacrifice is giving up something of a lower nature to achieve something of a higher nature. I understand you might want to watch a lot of TV, but remember, let's dial that back. I need 3 to 5 years of concentration to change your life. And it's not going to happen in one conversation. You need constant mentoring. You need somebody you can ask questions. Why do you think we do this kind of stuff on a weekly basis? Because we can't give it to you in one soundbite. Why do you think we created groups and communities so you guys can join us and learn? That's why I created a reading group. That's why I put that content in there so you guys can read and learn. But it's your responsibility to say, I have to utilize what's been given to me because I want my life changed. So if you're around me and your life hasn't changed, that's your fault, because I don't skip on sharing. I share any and everything that I've come in contact with. Whether you have equipped yourself to understand what I'm sharing with you or not, I can't control what you do. I can only control what I put out, and I keep putting the good out for you guys to have something to follow. So
that's perfect. This is awesome, Jeff. Me too, Jeff. Me too. I love it. I mean,
Any and everybody that you see right now on this screen is here because we share. We shared our story. We shared our why, and we're telling you the journey that we're on. We're telling you some of the goals. He wants a yacht. I want a plane and a yacht. I've also looked at some islands as well. It's so legit. Why would I buy? I don't know. Just because I can. But I need a plane to get to it though. So, or a yacht. Like and and guys, understand this. It's not just about the stuff. It's about the options. It's about the options, the freedom to say, I'm in this type of a conversation. I wanted to be able to be in the conversation. I wanted the option to say, well, yeah, why not? Okay, now what do I need? What kind of asset do we need to buy? And the bigger my life gets, the more income I have, the bigger the asset. Then maybe I can go in and buy a commercial property that's cash flowing, I don't know, $500,000 a month, because they're out there. They're out there. That's why I'm learning that kind of stuff now. Am I in a position to do it now? No, but I'm learning. So when I am in a position, I'm not so far behind from the knowledge. That's why you learn. You learn so whenever that opportunity comes, you're ready. Luck is when opportunity meets preparedness. Opportunity, preparedness. Are you preparing for the wealth to come in? And if not, there's a reason why I hadn't come in. You're not ready for it. Because if it came to you, you will mess it up. We don't want you guys making a lot of mistakes if you don't have to. That's why we read books, so we can limit our mistakes. That's it. That's all I got for you right now. That's it.
I love it, Jeff. Thank you. Jeff, I'm going to just remove your screen for a minute and bring all 4 of us back to the main. Cool. Look at this. Good looking lads. I like it. Hey, Jeff, appreciate it for coming on today. And Jeff, if someone would want to find you online, obviously, where can they find you? Where's like the best place? Where's the best place to find you?
Instagram, Jeff Hill Speaks. Jeff Hill Speaks on Instagram. So hop over there, follow me on Instagram, and I push content out there. Normally, I'm tagging my business page as well, but I push more content through my personal page because it's Jeff Hill Speaks. So I'm always speaking about something. It might not just be financial. That's probably one of the biggest ways to follow me. And if you can link there, you'll probably find me on Facebook. But if you type my name in, Jeffery Hill 1906, you'll probably find me. You'll see me in front of the Grand Canyon posing because I do dope stuff.
Love it, Joe. I appreciate it. But Francisco from Chicago. Hey, bro, where can people find you? I know you got a Facebook group too, so tell us about that.
No, absolutely. And you can find me simply by typing Francisco Acosta. And you can also join me in my private Facebook group, Binge Travelers. Man, this is, wealth of knowledge. I am honored to be around this circle. And I'll tell you like this. A lot of us are used to certain things, and we've grown up around people that, don't have the things that we talked about on this call. And you're asking yourself probably, can I do this? Is it possible for me? Right? And I'm telling you, it's absolutely possible for you. You just got to get started, take that first step. I'll tell you, one of my mentors did the best thing for me. When I finally got into this world, he introduced me to a whole lot of people that have already made it and introduced me to their lifestyle, introduced me to their big homes, their nice cars, their fancy lifestyles. And then I got a chance to have a conversation with them, and I learned where they started, what their background is, and they were in worse circumstances than me, right? They were in worse scenarios than me before they made it to where they're at. You can absolutely do it too. Just get started and prepare yourself, learn, gain the knowledge, because when the opportunity comes, you'll see it and you'll take advantage of it. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, Francisco. And Andy, Automation Andy from the UK. Man, where can people find you if they want to get to know you a bit more and see what you do?
All right, well, if they go, they look for me on all my social media. I've got the same picture on every single one. So just look up Andy Manning 4 or Facebook /Andy Manning 4. You'll find me there. You'll find me on Andy Manning as well, and those other little places. Well, I've got about 20 different social media things, things that people don't even know exist yet. So, I beta test lots of stuff as well. Like I say, I love automation. The MIT stands for Millionaire in Training, just in case you thought I was with MIT. Okay. See, at the end of the day, guys, if you speak to any millionaire, and like Francisco's just said there, any millionaire will tell you that they came from not a place of money. None of them did. Okay, even the ones that said you say, oh, they were born into it. They had to work hard to continue to do stuff. And also, they've all got mentors. They've all got coaches. They've all got people that they got around them. They also read, and not all readers are leaders. Don't get a misconception that just because you're reading, you're leading. You're not. Most readers are leaders if they put the stuff they read into action, and that's what it's about. And Francisco hit the nail on the head. Anyone can do this. Anyone could do any of these things, achieve whatever they want. You just have to take that first step, and that's one thing I as my takeaway is, and Alan's put in there, if someone gives you $1 million, you better become a millionaire. No, if someone gives you $1 million, you better turn that into 10. That's what you need to look at. Abundance, like Jeff said, and Jeff, me and Jeff had a fantastic conversation about all the different things that we're into and how we could, mishmash them. So if you want some real good sound financial advice, you plug into Jeff. You will get there. Whatever you want, you write it on a bit of paper, that man will make it appear. And like Francisco said, I'm honored to be invited to talk on this and, be amongst, my peers and obviously, people that are on the same journey. So thanks very much for inviting me.
You got it, Andy. Hey, thanks so much for coming on, guys. I want you guys staying tuned. I'm going to end the live. I want you guys staying here on StreamYard with me, guys. But if you guys aren't in my Facebook group, guys, go to Travel Boss Lifestyle Secrets FB group on the Bitly link right there on the screen. Again, guys, if you are in Jeffery Hill's group, make sure you go click on his Bitly link. Get that first step. Go get that free CoinZoom account worth $500. We want to grow your money, build wealth today, and you can do it all for free, guys. If you guys are on my fan page, YouTube, or group, go to travelsecrets.com/infinity and beyond. I appreciate everyone hopping on today, guys. Francisco, Andy, Jeff, thanks so much, guys, for hopping on, tuning in. Guys, stay put. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to end this live stream. And, guys, everyone else watching, have a fantastic day. If you guys feel like someone needs to hear any of what we spoke about today so they can also be educated and learn exactly what we spoke about, please tag them in the comments. Leave any questions in the comments, and we'll get back to you in the next 24 hours. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. All right, guys, rock and roll. Let's go.